I will be doing question number 21 on page 183. The question states, a 45-kilogram girl is standing on a 150-kilogram plank. The plank, originally at rest, is free to slide on a frozen lake, which is a flat, frictionless surface. The girl begins to walk along the plank at a constant velocity of 1.5 meters to the right relative to the plank. What is her velocity relative to the surface of the ice, and what is the velocity of the plank relative to the surface of the ice? The diagram you can draw is this: 150 kilograms. The girl is 45 kilograms, and she's going at 1.5 meters per second. This is the girl relative to the plank. And we'll just define the direction to the right as positive. In this problem, you have three variables: the velocity of the girl to the plank, the velocity of the girl to the ice, and the velocity of the plank to the ice. The velocity of the girl to the ice would be equal to the velocity of the girl to the plank plus the velocity of the plank to the ice. In order to find the girl relative to the ice, you would need the girl relative to the plank, then the plank relative to the ice. And because you know this one, you can substitute it. So VGI equals 1.50 meters per second plus VPI. And that would be your first equation. The second equation you have is related to the conservation of momentum. Your initial momentum would be 0 because it starts at rest. And that would equal the mass of the girl times her velocity relative to the ice plus the mass of the plank and the velocity of it relative to the ice. And then we can substitute in numbers now. So the mass of the girl is 45 kilograms and the mass of the plank is 150 kilograms. And that is your second equation. You can simplify it by dividing it by 150. And that would give you 3/10 VGI plus V, this is P. And this is your second equation. Now, in order to find the velocity relative to the surface of the ice, which would be the girl, which you're looking for is VGI, you need to solve the system of equation with 1 and 2, either with substitution or addition or subtraction. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to use addition, and that'll give me 13 over 10 VGI. You can cross these out, and that would give you approximately 1.154 meters per second. That's your answer to A. And notice how this is relative to the direction that we made positive, which is right. So she's going right. In order to find the second part of the question, which is the velocity of the plank relative to the surface of the ice, that would be the second variable in this equation. Now, you could either go back and resolve for the VPI, or you can just substitute in your answer and then plug it in and solve, which is what I'm going to do. 1.154 meters per second equals 1.50 meters per second plus VPI, and this is where that came from. And that would give you negative 0.346 meters per second, which is the velocity of the plank relative to the ice. And notice how the velocity is negative, which means it's going in the opposite direction of the girl, which would be to the left.